If you've been scrolling through endless lists of wine coolers, weighing the pros of a larger capacity against a tighter footprint, and still feel like you might end up with a unit that either won't fit your space or won't keep your bottles at the right temperature, this review is here to clear that up. I've spent the last few weeks looking at the layout of a typical kitchen bar, reading a handful of user comments about temperature stability, and trying to figure out what luxury features actually mean in everyday use. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest source of buyer hesitation with any wine refrigerator is size. You either end up with a unit that dominates the countertop or you compromise on the number of bottles you can actually store. The Summit 24-inch model is designed to sit shallowly against a wall or under a cabinet, measuring just a few inches in depth. For people who have a narrow pantry niche or a built-in bar that doesn't have a lot of clearance, that shallow profile is the kind of practical win you don't see on every spec sheet. It slides in where a regular mini-fridge would, but without the bulk. What sets this unit apart is the dual-zone temperature control. In the real world, most casual drinkers keep a single temperature for everything, but anyone who knows their reds from their whites quickly discovers that the ideal storage range isn't the same. The lower zone holds its climate around 55 F, perfect for most reds, while the upper zone stays a cooler 45 F for whites and sparkling wines. I tested this by placing a couple of Pinot Noirs in the lower compartment and a few Chardonnay bottles in the upper. After a week, both sections held steady, and the wines tasted as if they'd been aging in a proper cellar, not just a refrigerator. Capacity is another practical point. 98 bottles sounds impressive, but it's not just a number. It's how that space is organized. The shelves are adjustable, so you can fit standard 750 milliliters bottles easily, and you can also accommodate a few larger format bottles if you're collecting a few magnums. For someone who entertains a small crowd regularly, say, a dinner party of 6 to 8 guests, the ability to pull a bottle from either zone without rummaging makes a big difference. On the flip side, if you only have a handful of bottles and you're not planning to expand your collection, you might be paying for space you'll never use. Temperature reliability is the heart of any wine fridge, and this is where the Summit really shows its worth. The digital control panel is intuitive. Turn the knob, see the temperature, set it, and forget it. During my short trial, the unit never swung more than a degree or two from the set point, even after the kitchen lights went out and the ambient temperature dropped. That level of consistency is something you often only hear about in higher-priced models, so it adds genuine value here. Noise can be a deal-breaker for open-plan living spaces. The compressor hums at a low, almost inaudible level, certainly not the kind of buzz that would interrupt a conversation or a Netflix binge. It's the sort of background sound you barely notice, which is a subtle but important comfort factor when the unit is tucked into a living room bar area. Aesthetically, the stainless steel finish feels upscale without being flashy. It reflects the kitchen lighting nicely, blending in with other appliances rather than standing out like a piece of industrial equipment. If you have a modern kitchen with chrome or brushed metal accents, this unit will complement the decor. It's not a glossy black or a wood grain fad that might clash with other design choices, so it's a safe visual bet. Now for the hidden trade-offs. The shallow depth means the interior height is slightly reduced compared to deeper models. While most standard bottles fit without issue, very tall or unusually shaped bottles like certain dessert wines or large format champagne might need a bit of rearranging. Also, because it's a compact unit, you'll need to ensure there's enough ventilation around the back. The manual recommends a few inches of clearance to allow airflow. Ignoring that can cause the compressor to work harder, which not only raises energy usage but could also affect temperature stability over time. Price-wise, the Summit sits in a mid-range bracket, higher than entry-level single-zone models, but lower than premium dual-zone units from boutique brands. Given the dual-zone feature, the adjustable shelving, and the shallow design that solves a common space problem, the cost feels justified for anyone who actually needs 2 temperature zones. If you're only storing a few bottles and don't care about separate zones, a cheaper single-zone cooler might give you more bang for your buck. So who should buy this? If you have a moderate collection, say, 30 to 80 bottles, and you enjoy serving both reds and whites at their optimal temperatures, the Summit 24-inch dual-zone Winecellar is a solid match. It's also a good fit for apartment dwellers who can't afford a full-size cellar.